Hello and welcome back to Class 1D. Last episode we followed our players as they investigated Shinji, followed back up with Kenta, and started stalking Kibe. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does go a long way.
Okay, I got it, and I can track my pixel. Let's go.
Start running.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, running? Oh, man.
I mean, we don't have a car, right?
We don't, but no, my pixels are just as fast as me.
I could try something.
All right. Can you go beast mode?
That's what I was thinking.
All right,
Just
it's Mormon
enhancing
time. Let's
the
go.
legs, the muscles in my legs.
Okay, you want to try and okay, could I get a... You're going to try and increase the muscles in your legs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just control.
13.
13. Yeah, you do enhance the muscles in your legs. It's not going to be fast enough to keep up with a moving limo, but you'll keep it in your sight for longer.
Can I carry Yukio?
It's going to shorten the amount of time you can stay within line of sight of the limo.
Damn. Nah, never mind.
So Yukio, I should also mention something. There is like a range where the cameras will just die out. And the pixels do have like a sort of time limit for their duration. It's not it's a pretty long time limit, but you can't really, it's very difficult to make them last for like more than 2 hours.
Well, as long as it's less than a 2-hour drive,
right.
We
And
should be.
You
good,
do have the benefit
probably.
of it dragging, but it'll start to lose, like, you might not be able to like look through it or like pinpoint its exact location. So the farther it gets away, the less specifics you'll have about it, and you'll probably need to make a control check.
All right, that's fine. My focus is going to be on keeping that damn pixel active.
All right.
Just follow me, and I'll follow your pixel.
All right. So
Yeah, I'll have Riku like on call and like tell him when the limo turns.
Okay.
All right. In that case, I'm going to need a athletics and a control check, respectively. So, Riku, I need an athletics. Yukio, I need a control check. Riku, you can add your bonuses for using your quirk to enhance your legs.
Cool.
10.
10. All right. So, good news. You guys both
We should have comboed.
successfully passed the check.
Cool.
Riku does get out of your range, but with Yukio's direction, you're basically able to stay pretty close on it.
Okay.
Yukio, at some point, it does like you start getting less accurate readings. So it's sort of initially it's very easy to get the turns, right? It's like, oh, right turn, left turn, going straight, right? But eventually you sort of only start getting like the cardinal direction for it, like, oh, it's north of me a little bit, or oh, now it's north and a little west. But it starts getting less specific until eventually you're like, okay, I know it's somewhere that direction somewhere. And Riki, keep a pretty good gauge on it.
Me.
Yeah. It does.
See it, right?
It does end up in a fancier part of the neighborhood, like in a fancy neighborhood, specifically a rich neighborhood, like a rich neighborhood, but like there's lots of tall buildings. There's a few hero agencies in the area. So this is sort of known as it's called Heroes Plaza. But it has the highest density of heroes per person.
Oh.
And you're currently using your quirk to chase someone?
Shit.
So here's the thing. Riku's clerk is subtle enough that it's not going to turn a whole bunch of heads.
It just looks like got thick legs.
And he does have the benefit of a UA uniform. And a lot of UA students will intern at these sort of places.
Nice.
So you do sort of
Okay.
blend in. You blend in enough. If you were doing anything more obvious with your quirk, it'd be bad. But he's sort of got the anime dust cloud hiding his presence. Exactly. So, but yeah, so you know the limo is within the vicinity of Hero Plaza, within at least a block of it. But that could be a lot of different places. A lot of heroes will have apartments here. Is sort of the knowledge. Heroes are very specific about not letting their personal information get leaked to the public. You know, like no one knows where All Might lives, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do I see the car?
No.
You said I could keep up with it.
You can keep up with it for longer.
Kinda.
Yeah, it's still a car. It's moving.
Okay.
It gets on a straightaway and it gets pretty far ahead of you. But every time it stops, you catch up a little bit.
Do I see the plates?
I would give you a chance to read the plates.
Okay. Perception?
No, I mean it's a car. You kept up with it for long enough, so you do get the plates. Instead of generating a random number of digits and letters for stuff for plates in Tokyo, which I'm sure have their own sort of rules and regulations, you can just write down Shoto limo plates, and you know those.
Shoto?
Shoto. But yeah, I mean, now you're in Puro Plaza. Give me a second.
Am I still on the call with Yukio?
Yeah, there's a few moments where the call gets a little bit like a staticky, but yeah, you stay on call basically the entire time.
Yukio, where are you?
I'm like very fucking far back. I am not fast. You're like breathing really heavily.
He's like a block away
It's
from
like,
UA.
Damn.
I am not a fucking runner. Why do you think I fly everywhere?
Bro, you gotta go to the gym, man.
Fuck you, Ryan. You think I don't know that?
Damn.
I can't even punch
Okay,
a
I'm
guy.
gonna look around the town, I guess.
Hero Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, very, very basic. It's basically just a whole bunch of hero agencies, like hero agency, like down the street, almost the entire way. A lot of big names, a lot of small names. Mountain ladies on this street. There's a few, I think. Yeah, Mountain Lady. One or two smaller heroes also sort of. So here's getting like a building on the street is a very temporary thing. It's nearly impossible to maintain. Like the owners of the actual buildings like only have them for like the top 50 heroes. So if you're not top 50, you can't even get in. And lots of the top 50 have their own like regions of Japan that they watch over, so they don't even have buildings here. But yeah, Mountain Lady's here. There's a few others. Lots of like the mid pack of top 50. So like I think like 20 to like 40 have buildings here. With a few exceptions up in the higher tiers or the lower tiers. It's sort of considered like once you've had a building here, it's sort of like how you know you've made it as a hero. So there's one called the Grand Tower, which we'll just call really bad translation from English. But it was basically All Might's. So All Might had his first agency here. And then it sort of, the street was built up around it.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's clean, nice.
Got a landmark.
Yeah, so yeah, it is basically a landmark. Endeavor has his agency close to here. It's actually on the opposite side of the street. Not like so. At one end of the street you have All Mights, and at the very opposite end of the street you have Endeavor.
Can I find the car?
It's going to be pretty impossible. Most of these heroes will have a limo service of some kind. I mean, you could scour the car. You could scour the cars for a while, but it might take you up to like 2 or 3 hours to scan every single one of these cars.
Plenty of time for Yukio to get there.
Oh my! I guess I'll
Or
start looking.
halfway at least.
You gonna start looking?
Guess so.
All right.
We're bad at this.
You guys just had a few unfortunate rolls.
No, this is the one. This is the car.
Again, so it's this street and then a block radius around it.
Okay.
So
Would I be able to tell that it stopped?
once it gets to like this range, like you can basically guide Riku like close enough, and he catches like one last glimpse of it before it turns onto like this big thoroughfare. But after that, it's gone. So
Okay.
you sort of lose connection. It's not like it's still out there, but you need to get closer and then sort of like reestablish a connection with a control check. If no one finds it by then, which is always a chance in Hero Plaza, because some of these guys have pretty high perceptions.
And since they're just sort of searching this plaza at this point, I would also want to be searching the roof.
Yes.
Right.
Let's get back to you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change the scenery, but we'll put you on the roof.
On a roof somewhere.
Yeah.
In UA.
UA roof. This is the specifically Kibe was on the roof for the support tower. So there's hero, support, business, general for like the 4 sort of towers that make up UA's like main building. So Kibe was on the support tower. The delinquents were on the general tower. The bird guy was on the hero tower.
Got it.
But yeah, you go up there. You pass a few people, and it seems like now there's a few more kids up here. It occurs to you that the hero course is one of the few courses that has a free period. Because it's technically the time for you guys to go out and do volunteer work.
Oh, maybe we should have done that. Either way.
Yeah.
You said there's people on the roof, or just people walking through the hall?
So there's 1 or 2 people on the roof, but they don't seem very interested in you. Like I said, this is a support tower, so probably support students or general ed students who've just sort of wandered over to get some like roof space because they want to hang out up here. There is a security camera up here.
Okay.
Because like I said, there's only one building in the entirety of UA campus that does not have a camera on its roof, and that's where you guys fought the delinquents last time.
Right.
So no one's doing anything like illegal or something that would get them kicked off campus up here, but they're just sort of sitting around, hanging onto the fence. If you sort of look across to the other towers, bird guy, you see a bird guy. No one told you about the bird guy, but there's a bird guy there. It looks like one student is like making a confession to another student on like another tower. Like they're doing like the love confession sort of thing in anime.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Is there anything that seems to be like left behind?
Yeah, just give me a survival or perception. Just because you have a good idea of where he was. Like I'm sure if you asked, Yukio would give you more specifics of where he was standing and that sort of thing. But
Okay.
just to notice anything, like just to find the specific spot and see if there's anything there.
Yeah, so I'll roll survival then. That's an 8.
8. You're lucky that you noticed it before someone else noticed it, because there was a very, very low chance that anyone would have like seen this and then there's a very high chance it would have gotten picked up. About $60.
$60?
Yeah, $60, about where he was standing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna...
It does have like a money clip, like the thing that they, like a metal money clip.
Oh, it's in a money clip. Is there anything else with it, like an ID or anything? Or
No.
it's just...
Yeah, there is like a little insignia on the money clip. It sort of looks like a dagger.
Okay. Yeah, I'll sort of like look around, see if there's anyone watching, and then try and like sneakily just grab it.
Yeah, there's people on the roof. None of them care about your presence.
Okay.
You get the sense that they're all trying to be like, pretend to be cool, or they're just hanging out with friends, and so they sort of come to the roof. Which is also probably what you imagine Kibe was doing, is he came to the roof to try and look cool.
Okay.
Oh, and you also find the remnants of his lunch.
Anything interesting in that, or is it just like some discarded trash?
It's only rice.
Just like rice being dropped. It's not like any sort of packaging or anything.
No, like you see him left like a half bowl of rice. Like he just had like white rice.
White rice, and the whole bowl is there, just like half the bowl that...
Yeah, like he ate half of it and then stopped. There's some like chopsticks, like some disposable chopsticks, but he didn't throw anything away.
Okay. I mean, I'll leave that there. It's none of my business. Yeah, I guess I'll take that, and I think I would text Yukio and Riku and say, hey, I think I found Kibe's wallet or money clip. And then I'd try and like look up the insignia, like see if I can find it online.
Yeah. So actually, I will let everyone who is in your guys' sort of small group chat make so that'd be Jason, Riku, May, Yukio. If Kenta's in the group chat, I don't know. But if you guys want to make a general education or a quirk education.
Ah.
All of us?
All of you guys. And I guess
And
you guys will need to come to a consensus if Kenta is also in this group chat.
I don't see why not.
I'd say
Let's make 2.
I don't know.
One with Kenta, one without.
Yeah.
I suppose the question is, did May send it in the one with Kenta then?
I don't think she would have.
All right.
I only got a 5.
I still don't press Kenta, but I got a 4.
Got a 10.
A 10?
Oh.
Yeah.
So was that quirk education or history or general education?
That was quirk.
Quirk education. Okay, that does change the answer a little bit. You recognize this sort of insignia. It belongs to a hero agency. Not one based in Hero Plaza.
Oh fuck.
You
You just stops running.
Not one based in Hero Plaza, but a different agency. In fact, the other direction.
Yukio drops to his knees.
This is what happens when you
Like
roll
on a
1d12.
random sidewalk.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
As he's
Okay.
still in call with Riku.
What's wrong, man?
Wait. So you said Shoto, limo.
Yes.
Wait,
Oh my god, we were following
Todoroki.
Todoroki.
Yeah. So
Can I
it
find the
was.
star?
If you had rolled a 2, it would have been Ida. If you had rolled a 3, it would have been Momo Yayorozu. Yeah, I mean, I told you what limo you were following.
I
Do
didn't
I find the limo?
listen.
Uh, well, this is still taking place within like the first hour. So you've just gotten there, Riku, and you've realized,
Jeez.
oh my goodness, there's a lot of limos.
Then Yukio's like, God damn it! Over the phone.
What happened?
Um,
Come
and-
back here.
You just get a text from Jason. For the love of God, can I please blink?
Jason,
No.
we'll get back to you in a
Blink
second.
with one eye.
Anyway, back to May.
Yeah, so you guys sort of all get this text in the group chat. You all make your various checks. So this belongs to a hero agency that sort of has a very they've been involved in so they do have 1 or 2 scandals. It's owned by this one family, but recently they've sort of changed the ownership of the agency to like 3 different heroes. The dagger, it's actually not a dagger, it's a kunai specifically is the iconography. But right now it's under the sort of leadership of 3 different heroes. But it used to belong to a specific family who all had weather quirks. So each of them
Would
could.
we know what the 3 heroes are?
The first one is Barbed Wind is the first one. He's a hero with a sort of he's like an iron like particle. Like he like moves. He's like a weird magnetism quirk.
Okay.
The second is the daughter in the family, whose name is whose hero name is Whirlpool. And the third person is Speaker. Who and you would not know that. But yeah, they've been involved in some scandals. The specifics you don't recall off the top of your head. You might have to look it up later. But yeah, so Barbed Wind, Whirlpool, and Speaker.
Okay.
But they sort of all have like they have a weird. They all have like the same aesthetic, I guess, is what you'd call it.
Okay.
Where it's a ninja aesthetic, in case you guys didn't catch on to the kunai.
Yeah. I think upon like figuring out now we have like a destination. I imagine we're not gonna have time to do clubs because we're already like halfway through that. So I think I'll text Ida because I think she's the only person I know in one of the clubs that I signed up for. That I'm not gonna make it to boxing club today because I found someone's wallet and I'm gonna return it.
All right. So yeah, she sends you a text back. You have her phone number. She's in the group chat. She's just like, okay, good luck. Whose wallet?
I don't know. It's got a kunai on it.
Good luck is basically all you get.
Thanks.
But yeah, I mean, so Jason, you're in the room watching Shinji, right?
Yep.
So now I'm going to ask you a question. You say, "Can I blink?" Right?
Mhm.
Do you look at your phone to text that?
Oh, God damn it.
No. Voice to text.
Oh,
Voice to
no.
text. Voice to text. Very,
Oh!
very smart choice. Very, very smart choice. You stay focused on Shinji. He's not going to leave your sight. Not for one instance. You also took a sip of his coffee, right?
Yep.
Can I get
Well,
a-
no, I didn't take a sip. I stuck my pinky in and licked it off my pinky.
That's what I meant.
Oh Lord.
You had a taste of his coffee, right?
Yeah.
You remember how I mentioned how it sort of had like a soft fatigue effect?
Yeah.
No!
It doesn't knock you out, but I would like a fortitude roll.
Fortitude.
Yeah.
Awaken your quirk right now.
Oh, thank God, I have a +3.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Crit
Oh my.
+3.
Crit,
Crit
plus
+3.
15.
15. So here's what happens. You do, like, you can feel the weight on your eyelids, but you don't close them. But you do see Mr. Maduro walks in. And he's like, you should both go to the dorms, or at least get out of here. Oh,
I can't leave until he moves.
all right. Well, would you like to help me clean up the classroom then? Put yourself to work?
Do you have something I can do that doesn't involve me taking my eyes off of him for even a millisecond?
How about this? I'll wash him, and you can clean the chalkboard. That sound fair?
Don't do it. He only has one eye.
Your eyes.
Oh yeah, I'll bring that. But sir, you only have one eye.
Listen, if I need to lock the classroom, you're both gonna have to leave.
Okay, I'll. How about this? I'll put him on my back and I'll help you clean. I'll fireman carry him.
All right. I see no problem with this. And he sort of like goes, so, Jason,
Yes, sir.
you ended class in Clean Knight's room. All right. So you ended class in Clean Knight's room.
Correct.
Okay. Just so you know. So you put him on your back and firemen carry him while you clean the classroom?
Yeah, I'm putting him on my back.
All right. Yep, you start cleaning the classroom. Clean the classroom. You wipe all the stuff off the board. Well, actually, it's not the science stuff on the board because it's Mr. Madura's classroom. Duh. But yeah, so you wipe off all the names for attendance and that sort of thing.
Okay.
But yeah. Do you firemen's carry him out of the room once you're done with everything?
Yep.
Do you take his backpack?
Yeah. I grab all of his stuff.
All right. He sort of. Actually, I'm going to roll an insight for him. Not for anything else, but I just need him to gauge your into. Okay, yep, he seems perfectly fine with you giving him a fireman's carry. He directs you towards his dorm. It's actually the same one that you guys are in. He's just the dorm at the very end of the hall.
Wait, so
Okay,
Shinji
yeah.
actually talks or moves?
Huh? No, Mr.
You
Madura.
said-
Mr. Madura
Oh.
directs you. No, yeah, sorry for the confusion. Yeah, Mr. Madura like tells you he's in the. He tells you what dorm. He tells you what room, and you realize it's the very last room in your hallway.
Okay. I go and I kind of just like open his door and just kind of just lay him on his bed.
Yeah. So there's a few things in his bedroom that you should probably know about. One of the walls is entirely covered in coffee. Like not stains, but like bags of coffee.
Coffee bags.
Like, yeah, coffee bags. Also, it's all American coffee.
I recognize these.
Yep. He has a desk. He has a coffee machine. So the coffee's one thing to notice. His bed is another thing to notice. It is the comfiest bed in the world. It's got like heat control, like spine control. It's got like this bed would probably run you about $2,000 to $3,000. He's got a setup.
Damn.
And I guess the third thing you notice is, well, do you snoop through his papers?
No, I won't snoop through his stuff. I respect him too much right now because he hasn't given me any reason to not trust him. I just want to know how the hell he's moving.
You just want to, do you like pull up a chair
Like,
next to his bed?
If there's anything like I can just obviously see on the top of his desk, I'll like look at that. But I'm not going to go through his stuff.
Yeah, it looks like school assignments, but they're not school assignments that you've ever had. Also, could you give me a perception?
Oh.
Three.
Well, I'll just give it to you. It's English. You'd recognize, for a few seconds, you're like, is that English? And then you're like, yes, it is English. These are also school assignments that you have not been, like, these are school assignments from, like, last week.
Interesting.
But they're in English, so.
His grammar is really weird.
Yeah.
Why is he using Shakespearean English?
He can't defend himself. No. But yeah, it just looks like he just writes in, it's very sloppy handwriting. So for a few seconds you're like, English? And then you're like, yes, English. But yeah. There's a few other things in the room that are relevant, but those are like the three things you notice immediately. And you said you weren't really snooping around, so.
Yeah.
Do you like pull up a chair and just look at him in this bed?
Oh yeah, I'm just dropping him right on his bed.
Drop him right on his bed. I will admit he does have a slight snore throughout the entire day, so you sort of lay him on his bed and the snore just disappears.
Interesting.
But yeah,
What time is it?
So it took about an hour for them to get out to the thing after class ended. So you would have been probably kicked out of the classroom around 2:45, 3:45. Probably would have been kicked out around 4:35 because that's basically when they start. Actually, no, you probably would have been kicked around 4:50 for classes. You walked them down to the dorms. Probably took about 10 minutes. So it's about 5.
Gotcha. Um,
So I do have a question.
yes.
You do have a job that you said you'd get to at 5:30.
Well, no, I said I'd be there at 5.
Oh, you'd be there at 5. Never mind then. Yeah.
Yeah, because it starts at 6. They said be there a half hour early. I said I'll be there a little bit earlier so I can get familiar with like the equipment and help set things up.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 5 now.
So I'm a rush to go quickly, just change my like gym clothes and just book it down there.
All right. Yeah, you book it down there. There is a bus that goes from UA to there's like a tram or a train or something will get you down to UA to there in like 10 minutes. It's fairly quick. Especially because the mall is close. But yeah, you arrive at the mall. Is there anything else anyone else wanted to do?
I think we were all just heading over to the hero agency, right?
Agency.
Oh, the PR agency?
Wait, we're actually going.
Are you guys going?
I mean, I was gonna go.
Yeah, same. Yukio would have waited for Riku to come back though.
Bro, I'm like an hour away.
Well, then fucking run.
God damn. Fine, I'll run.
Yeah, I imagine
wait,
May would just go right over and then want to meet them there.
Like, May, wait for us, please. Don't start the mission without us.
Yeah, like May gets in with like she sees it and like she turns around the corner, she sees it, and we get like the break where it has like the tip, right? It's like,
Oh,
Don't start the cutscene without us, May.
yeah, it's like you get like the pop-up tip. It's like, if you fight strong enemies, you can go to other places and level up first.
No.
Yeah, I imagine she'll just like find a bench and sit down like nearby where it is, just like looking out for Yukio and Riku.
just time skips.
Yeah, I mean we can. So we time skip.
Jump cut.
Yeah, so it took an hour for them to switch, hour back, which means we'll do Dakota first or Jason, just because he's actually gonna have stuff first. Sorry, guys. But you get there, Jason. You sort of luckily the kickboxing is luckily like the gym is very close to the door. You sort of run past Charla, who I think is the secretary.
Okay.
You sort of run past the manager. I imagine you run past the manager's office. Actually, you do have paperwork to drop off with Charla.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you drop off your paperwork. You run past the manager's office. Manager gives you a thumbs up, and then you get into the kickboxing room.
While I'm waiting on the bus, though, real quick, I did want to say that's when I'm composing that email I'm sending to Principal Nezu, asking if I could like talk about any updates about the bag or and seeing if I could just have like a short meeting with him.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you
'Cause I
send it.
said that's what I wanted to do
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna send
last
it.
week.
You're gonna send it one of these days. Yeah, but you send your email on the bus. Is there anything else you want to do before you like get into the kickboxing room?
No.
No. All right. You get in there. It's about 25, maybe 30. You sort of see like there's a man in there. He's sort of like bent over. He's like setting stuff up. When he hears you like sort of run into the room, he sort of looks up, looks over at you, and he is like 90% person. He has a human torso, human legs, human arms, human feet. But his face is the not human one. Yeah, his face is just a tiger face. It looks very weird because it looks like someone just taxidermied a tiger onto his face.
Interesting.
You could never love me for me, 'cause you mold me into something else, change me into what you want. All I ever did was love, and it wasn't good enough. We had tried to make this garden for two, but you had brought the cold and the roses never bloom.